Now, as a total contrast to what Donald Trump was doing on Twitter yesterday, Joe Biden gave a speech as votes continued to be counted, as Donald Trump was imploding on Twitter, claiming states for himself that hadn't been called, demanding votes not be counted in certain states and be counted in other states, depending on where they are. Joe Biden gave an actual presidential speech, which was completely normal and boring in Wilmington, Delaware. But as a contrast to what we've seen for the last 4 years, actually was surprising in that it reduced the temperature. It did not call for people to make claims that couldn't yet be backed up. It united people. Just take a look at this.
It'll be time for us to do what we've always done as Americans, to put the harsh rhetoric of the campaign behind us, to lower the temperature, to see each other again, to listen to one another, to hear each other again, and respect and care for one another, to unite, to heal, to come together as a nation. I know this won't be easy. I'm not naive. Neither of us are. I know how deep and hard the opposing views are in our country on so many things. But I also know this as well. To make progress, we have to stop treating our opponents as enemies. We are not enemies. What brings us together as Americans is so much stronger than anything that can tear us apart.
And importantly, during this speech, Joe Biden also pointed out he believes he is on the path to 270 at the time he believed it. He says in the speech, I'm not declaring victory, and then issues this message of coming together. Very important moment where he says this.
Now, after a long night of counting, it's clear that we're winning enough states to reach 270 electoral votes needed to win the presidency. I'm not here to declare that we've won, but I am here to report when the count is finished, we believe we will be the winners.
So we were watching this live during a stream yesterday, and Joe Biden actually says, I believe we will have the votes to win, but I am not declaring victory. There was plenty of reporting that was saying he did declare a victory there, including this whopper of a headline from the BBC. The BBC tweeted, Trump and Biden each claim victory as lawsuits brew. Biden literally said, I'm not declaring victory. What could Biden have said beyond I am not claiming victory to make that more clear? Biden issued this completely generic, we believe we will prevail when all the votes are counted. Everybody says that. And the BBC says, well, it's just like Trump claiming victory. No, Trump actually went out at 2 a.m. Eastern time on election night and said, we've won. Trump tweeted and Eric Trump tweeted and Rudy Giuliani tweeted, we've won Pennsylvania when they had not won it at that point in time. And yet he still, Joe Biden, can't get away from these false headlines that say, hey, they've both claimed victory. No, they have not. And remember, Donald Trump, we looked at this tweet in the earlier segment. Trump tweeted yesterday, we have claimed the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, the state of Georgia, and the state of North Carolina. And we hereby claim the state of Michigan, if in fact there was a large number of secretly dumped ballots, as has been widely reported. In any case, we already have to be careful about false reporting about what Joe Biden is saying and what Joe Biden is doing. But what a contrast between how Joe Biden spent the last 24 hours and how Donald Trump did. Donald Trump spent the day filing lawsuits, which we will talk about, sending Eric Trump and Rudy Giuliani to Pennsylvania to claim everything's fraudulent, tweeting that he's claiming states that he hasn't actually won, and saying in some cases the ballots need to stop being counted, and in other cases the ballots need to start being counted in order to justify his continued path to 270. Biden spoke for 5 minutes, is allowing all votes to happen, isn't telling anybody to stop counting, reduced tensions, and said if he has a path to 270 that ultimately prevails, he will be everyone's president if he wins. You don't have to agree with Joe Biden's policy on taxation. You don't have to believe that Joe Biden is going to be the best on health care to acknowledge that this reduction of the temperature and a return to sanity is exactly what is needed at this time. And as a reminder, again, record coronavirus cases yesterday. A lot has been going on the last 48 hours, so the coronavirus news has diminished. But there were 108,000 cases in the United States yesterday. This is the most coronavirus cases in a single day since the start of the pandemic. There were 1,200 deaths, and that number continues to climb as reports from yesterday are finalized. We need to deal with the pandemic. And when I see one guy tweeting, stop counting here, start counting there, I've won, I'm claiming Michigan, I'm claiming Pennsylvania. And then I see the other guy say, I believe we have a path to victory. And if I get it, I will be everyone's president because we are at unprecedentedly difficult times. It's very clear which one we need right now. And I know that there are millions of Republicans who recognize that. Not all of them, not nearly all of them, but there are millions of Republicans that recognize that that is what we need right now. We'll have more about this on our Instagram page. Make sure you're following us at David Pakman Show on Instagram. And while you're there, follow me on Instagram at david.pakman. Real quick, I want to tell you about our sponsor, Magic Spoon, who have done something awesome. They've taken all of our favorite sugary childhood cereals that we know we shouldn't eat anymore and turned them into something you can actually feel good about eating as an adult. There's 4 flavors: cocoa, fruity, frosted, and blueberry. They taste great. They're crunchy. They're sweet like you would expect this type of cereal to be, but it's perfect for a ketogenic diet because one bowl has only 3 net carbs, 12 grams of protein. It's sugar-free, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free. Once our team tried Magic Spoon for the first time, we actually ended up emailing Magic Spoon back and saying, can you send us more boxes? Send more samples. They've been a big hit with David Pakman Show staffers. And Magic Spoon knows how delicious their cereal is because if you don't like it, they'll refund all of your money, no questions asked. And you'll get free shipping when you go to magicspoon.com/Pakman and use the code Pakman. That's Pakman.